welcome to Sweet Tea and Thread. I'm Shai.
And I'm Bethany. This is going to be episode 11 of the podcast. Thank you so much for joining us again if you're a returning viewer. And if you're a new viewer, hello and welcome. We hope you enjoy. As always, we'd love to hear from you if you have any things you'd like to share with us in the comments down below, or you can just like this podcast to let us know that you enjoyed it.
Yes. We would love to have you as a subscriber.
Mm-hmm. And if you hit the bell notification that's going to be next to the subscribe button, then that just lets YouTube know that whenever we upload a video, they can send a notification to you to let you know that we have a new video.
Yeah. And it's free to subscribe. It doesn't cost a thing. So
that's a great thing.
Yeah. So anyway, we got lots to talk about today. We've got knitting.
I've got a little bit of sewing and
embroidery.
And this is actually should we mention, this is the second time we're filming.
Yeah, we don't know what happened that first time, and
I don't know.
After 2 hours, it was
a mess.
We don't know what happened.
So we're refilming it, and hopefully it's going to be a little bit of a shorter podcast probably.
Yeah.
But
otherwise we won't get home till midnight, or I won't get home till midnight. So anyway, all right. So we're gonna dive right into some finished projects, and
keep watching till the end because we'll announce a giveaway winner.
Yes, our giveaway winner.
For our 10th episode, we did a giveaway for the Heidi and Lana kits that we love, and so we have a winner for that, and we'll announce it at the end.
Yeah, and we appreciate all the comments and the new subscribers, and so that was a lot of fun, and we'll probably do another one of those. We're not exactly sure when, but anyways, so last podcast I said something about, after knitting some of the lacier things I've been doing, that it was going to be hard to go back into that box of knitting dishcloths and socks.
What did she knit?
I make a liar out of myself all the time.
Did you stick your foot in your mouth?
Something. So I've been knitting dishcloths. I have people depending on me for their yearly supply of dishcloths and socks. So these are what I've done, and this is how I package them up to make them a little festive.
Look at how cute, just a little.
Yeah. And these are, we don't carry this yarn because these are dishcloths, and you need a little rougher cotton for that. And so these are made mostly out of my stash at home of peaches and cream, sugar and cream, some Lion brand cotton, that kind of thing. So, but this is what people are expecting from you. I've been doing it a lot of years to do these up. But if you're looking for a quick and easy gift, something similar, these are the grandma's favorite dishcloth, basically, recipe. But we carry this 100% cotton Mirasol Pima Kuri, and it is a lovely, lovely 100% natural. I think it's organic. No, it doesn't say organic.
But it is 100% cotton.
Yeah, it's 100% cotton.
And this is the same pattern that Shai used for her dishcloths.
Yeah, exactly. But this is a much softer cotton, and what these are wonderful for are spa cloths. And so you can find those little gift bags, like from Wilton has some great ones in all kinds of sizes.
And you can go to the dollar store, honestly.
Yeah, probably so. I haven't looked for them at the dollar store, but some little clear cellophane type bags, and they usually come with a ribbon to tie them up with. Do some cloths out of this, and get a lovely little bar of handmade soap, which a lot of gift stores carry, or you might find it at a craft fair, that kind of thing. And stick that in with it, and it makes a lovely, lovely gift. If you need a little something for a teacher's gift, or any parties, co-workers, that kind of thing. So it just really is lovely. And of course the garter stitch makes a lovely,
just a little bit of texture
for the exfoliating. But yeah,
just a beautiful, quick gift idea, though.
Yes, so that works really well. Then for another finished object, which I didn't knit, but is beautiful nonetheless. This was sent to us by Urth Yarns, and it's called the Chevron Scarf. And this one's done in fingering weight yarn. And I just think it's just really beautiful.
And they have a worsted weight version as well of this pattern.
You can go to their to Urth Yarns website, and it's a free pattern. So they've got it for the fingering weight, and there's one for worsted weight. And
it uses 2 skeins of their unique fingering, which is their self-striping. And originally I thought it was 2 different skeins because the pattern repeat is kind of long. Like here's where this starts, and then it ends over here and starts with that pattern again. But that's not to say that you couldn't do it with 2 different yarns. It would be even more fun and beautiful. But this is a very like defined stripe, and then the worsted's more like kind of like a gradient stripe.
Right. Yeah, this is going to be in the fingering. It's going to be a very repeatable stripe. But not so much in the worsted.
And there's just a few of the colors that we carry. Just a few. We carry quite a bit. And this, I believe, was the color that the sample we got was made out of. This is number...
oh, yeah, it is.
What is it? Number...
3007?
Yep.
Yep. That's it. And like we said, this is 2 skeins. If you wanted to make it longer and make it more of a shawl, you could add a 3rd skein. Or however many skeins you want. If you want to wrap yourself completely.
And you can block this too to make it grow, because it is a superwash wool yarn, and superwash yarns tend to grow a little bit when you block it. So
you could do a more aggressive blocking of it to make it a little bit wider. If you wanted to make it more of a shawl instead of a scarf. But it really is lovely. I think this yarn has a great hand. A really nice feel to it. So, and then I have been working on socks, but somehow I made it here without my latest sock.
That's okay, I have socks.
But yeah, but that's it for me for finished objects today. Bethany's been really, really busy. She's got lots of different things to show us today.
Some of these finished objects are going to be some that I started and finished before the podcast, and we just haven't shared them yet. Let's do this one first.
Yes. Okay.
This is a Churchmouse yarn and tees pattern. It is free, so you can, I believe, go to their website or go on Ravelry, and they should have it. It's called Last Minute Cowls, so it is more than one cowl. You get 3 different stitch patterns for the cowls in the pattern, and this one that I did was a mistake rib. So it uses 1 skein of the Aireado, which is a Plymouth yarn, and we're sold out of the red because it was popular.
Yeah, but we have a lovely plum.
I want to make one for
the lightning
me out of that.
Right. And then a navy and kind of a royal blue. And it would be lovely in this cream. There's also a gray and a brown.
We have a gray and a brown too.
Yeah. So any of those would be, and this just feels so good. But any of these would be great done up in that.
And this was knit on a size 13 knitting needle, and you hold the yarn double. So it does take 1 skein. What you do is you just split the skein in half. And of course, if you come in the shop and buy it from us, we'll be glad to do that for you. But you just split it in half, and then you hold the 2 strands together and knit as if they're a single strand. So it just gives it a bit of a bulkier texture, but it goes really super quick. This I made in a day, so it can definitely be done the week before Christmas when you are running out of time and you need a quick gift.
Yeah, so there you go. And you can make 3 gifts with that one pattern, because like you said, it's got 3 options.
3 options, 3 stitch options.
That makes it really nice.
And then this is another one that I completed a while ago. This is another cowl. It's quite a bit longer. This is the 3-color cashmere cowl by Joji Locatelli. And the great thing about this is it's knit straight up and down in the round, so you can remove different pattern elements if you don't want to. make it quite as big. You can, you know, take out some stripes here, take out this section, remove the lace, whatever you want to do. But this is great for a beginner if you've made like maybe a hat before and you want to do something a little bit different. It's going to be a similar technique where you knit in the round, but then you get to do a bunch of fun stitches and some striping. You won't get bored with this project.
Yeah.
And one thing I will say is in this entire cowl, the lace was the most complicated, but I'm a beginner lace knitter. So I'm right there at like the newbie level when it comes to lace work, and this was so easy. Like, this is such a simple lace pattern, and you don't get bored or frustrated with it.
Right.
So,
and it's such a short.
It is such a short section.
So that makes it nice too, that you've got that little bit of experience. But
Yeah.
the other textures in here are just lovely. The eyelets down here, and then of course big stripes and little stripes, and a lot to keep you entertained while you knit this.
So this was made with Cusco cashmere, and these were the original colors. Oops.
There we go.
So those are the original colors that I made the cowl out of. But we have some other lovely colors, and if you are more of a neutral person and you just want kind of a little bit of a pop, you know, something like this would be gorgeous too.
Yeah.
So,
There can be lots of combinations.
if my mom wore cowls, this would probably be what I made for her, because she looks really good in red, and she's more of a neutral person when it comes to stuff like that.
I would even put the purple and the red and the gray together. I think that would be interesting.
That'd be really pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Or you could do, let's do Christmas.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
So lots of fun ways to combine some yarn, and
Yeah.
again, take off a couple of repeats or take off some sections if you need it to be shorter, you need it for a quicker project, and this is a lot of fun to make. And it feels amazing. 'Cause it's
It
cashmere.
does. Oh, did you talk about the stranding?
Oh, I
with it?
didn't. So one
Yeah.
thing that I did with this was I took some of our Kidsetta mohair that we have, and I just stranded it with this tan color.
Yeah.
So that was just an extra add-in that I did for the pattern. It didn't call for that, but I just kind of wanted to show people that you can, if you want to have a halo, put a little mohair in there, and it just kind of gives a nice little fuzz to
Yeah.
it.
Makes it a little more luxurious.
So that was a lot of fun. I enjoyed making this, and this is a pattern I'd make again. So that's that. And then recently I have been very busy. So I mentioned that I was kind of doing these as like a top secret knitting gift, and I think I can mention who they're for because I don't think they watch this podcast. If you do, I'm sorry. You're just going to hear it ahead of time.
That's all right. It just makes them all the more excited to get their hands on.
I know. These are socks that I'm actually knitting for my grandparents, so they're going to come visit us soon before Christmas, and I've got to get these done. I've got about a week. So this is my grandmother's. I do have her second sock done. I just didn't have an extra blocker to put it on. I still have to weave in the ends, but I'm going to wait till the end of all of the knitting and do that.
Yeah.
So for hers, I did a contrasting toe and cuff out of this tan color, and then I did the body of the sock in the green. And the pattern that I used for hers was a blueberry waffle sock by Sandy Turner, and it's originally written for DK weight, but the pattern is very adaptable to whatever weight yarn you want to use for your sock. So I mean, Shay could use it for worsted socks. I used it for the fingering socks. It's a repeatable pattern, and it's really simple. You can find it online for free, so that's wonderful. So I have hers done, and then for my grandfather, I decided I wanted to do theirs kind of matchy-matchy, but not quite matching. So I just switched his colors around. The green is the toe and the cuff, and then the tan is this beautiful body of the sock. And his, I just went for a basic rib sock, and you know, I felt like this was slightly more feminine. He might not really like a sock like this, but I mean, you know, either way, I think they're beautiful and they're really versatile for anybody to wear.
Yeah.
So, but I figured he'd probably appreciate this a little bit more, so I did knit him just a plain ribbed sock.
I love this rib.
It's just a 2x2 rib.
Yeah.
And
I really do like
you know,
it.
you just do the ribbing on the front of the sock, so on half of the stitches for the foot, because ribbing on a foot just kind of,
yeah,
you don't really want texture on the bottom of your feet.
Right. And the blueberry waffle is a fun pattern also.
So his other one, I'm about here. And I have a week. And his
You'll get there.
His
You'll
is
get there. I have faith in you.
His is a 68 stitch count. So, but thankfully it's not a size 13 foot.
Yeah.
So I don't have to knit it quite as long.
Yeah. That's why I do worsted weight socks. I have a couple, but 13.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I understand the pain of other knitters who are like, I do not want to knit a size 13 sock for my husband or my son or whoever they're knitting it for. And so,
if you love them enough, you will.
well, even if you do love them enough, you might not. But
or just make sure they're wearing work boots and that kind of thing. And then a worsted weight sock works pretty well with that. Yeah.
So these are the original two colors that I used for the sock. They are color number 5683 and 5721. And then we also have some more just fun bright colors if that's kind of your thing. And this is a Cascade Yarns Heritage yarn.
It's a 75% superwash merino and 25% nylon.
So you can throw these in the washing machine.
Yeah.
So I really like this. And we have some Heritage sock over there that is their Heritage Wave, which is kind of like a beautiful gradient stripe. And there's a couple of colors that I really want to
that makes up really pretty too. So if you want something a little more stripy.
So that's all my knitting. That's finished objects and the little work in progress that I have on his second sock I've got to finish.
All right.
So next
we want to move on to sewing?
To sewing. I'm wearing my finished sewing object. I've kind of, I don't know, I kind of go back and forth with sewing. I want to say I'm kind of in my sewing mojo right now, but I'm really not because I started a project and then I had to rip it out and I was like, I'm just going to set that aside. But this I finished. I'll kind of stand up and stand back, move my chair. So this is the Wiksten Haori jacket. It is a very boxy style jacket. And this came in 3 different lengths. I did decide to do the long version. And I made a large because I wanted it really oversized. I probably could have gotten away with like a medium, but I like how big it is. It's just really cozy and comfortable.
You did a great job matching your plaid.
Don't look too closely. The plaids on the side match. The plaids right here at the sleeve band don't match. The plaids here on the collar don't match. You know, like there's areas that don't match.
Yeah, well, but it wasn't noticeable until you pointed it out to us. I think your pockets looked really good. They're very matched up. Those are the things that people are going to really look at.
Well,
I mean, when you do plaids and that kind of thing, you can't match up everybody. You have to pick and choose, what you think is most important to match up.
I kind of tried to match it as best as I could. But at the same time, I looked up a bunch of plaid jackets, and nobody's plaids matched, so I didn't care. But this was made out of a cotton flannel that we had at the store last year. We don't have this particular one in stock, but we have some new ones that I think are really pretty, and we'll kind of insert a picture to show you what they are. But I did modify this pattern a little bit. It originally comes lined. I did not want it lined because, again, I made it out of flannel. So I just did French seams on it, and then I had to kind of adjust this collar a little bit, the length of it, because I added a hem to the bottom. And I have notes on this on my blog.
Yes.
So I started a blog, and it's just to kind of fill in the blank where I can post projects that, more detailed information about projects that I cannot either post on my Instagram or on Ravelry. So I still try to post stuff on Instagram and Ravelry, and I keep my projects updated on Ravelry as far as knitting goes. But detailed information about how I modified this and my thoughts on the pattern and that sort of thing will be on my blog.
Yeah.
So we'll link it down below.
Do you want to tell them the name of your blog?
And it's like everything that I have.
Yeah.
It's
We'll link it, but still, you can say the name of it.
So it's A
And where
Knitter's
it is.
Dream. And so you just type in aknittersdream.blogspot.com and you'll find my blog.
Or you can check below, where we'll have it linked.
So I don't have very many posts, and honestly I probably won't post as much as I want to on it just because I'm busy. And I'm about to start applying for art college. So, whew, I'm literally going to be busy, but I'm going to try to keep it updated here and there with some stuff that I'm working on. So we'll see.
Yeah. And it's a lovely read. I've read what she's put on there so far, and it is. I've enjoyed it.
I'm very wordy.
Beautifully wordy.
Not very wordy in real life, but very wordy in like text format.
Yeah. All right.
So
What's next?
then we move on to embroidery, because I've caught the embroidery bug. Ashley, one of the co-owners of the store, embroiders quite a bit, and she's been doing a lot of classes lately, and she's inspired me to kind of try some of this stuff out. And I'll show you this really quickly. This is the very first project that I started on. So it's a combination of embroidery and applique. A lot of these fabrics are Anna Maria Horner. She is a fabric designer, and she does a lot of fabrics that are great for cutting out shapes and doing this kind of technique on. But, you know, you can kind of maybe see a little bit of stitching that I've done. We may take a close-up to kind of show you, but this is really fun, and it's kind of taking me outside my comfort zone a little bit and helping me to be a little bit more creative, which is really important for art students. So I feel like this is helping me.
It's really lovely. You're doing a great job on that.
I did not put batting on the back of this piece. So these are attached with something called Wonder Under. It's kind of like it's similar to an interfacing, but it's sticky on both sides.
Yeah, it's kind of a fabric glue.
Yeah. So, you know, you iron it onto your piece, and then you iron that piece onto your background. The other pieces that I've been doing, I've decided to put batting behind it just because it's more stable, and I've seen Ashley do that, so that's what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to show some of her pillows?
Oh, yeah.
Because I brought those over here.
Yeah. Yeah. This is the earliest one that she did that she offered as a class, or when she offered it as a class. And then this is the latest one that Ashley did.
Lots of just beautiful stitching. And I do have pictures of these that we'll post so you can see some close-ups. And she does beadwork on hers too. So that kind of inspired me to start looking into doing a little bit of beadwork on my embroidery. I still have quite a bit to learn about it, but you know, I'm just kind of figuring things out as I go. I'll probably get her to teach me some things, and
Yeah.
I'm having fun with it.
Yeah.
though.
She
And
does
she
some
does
beautiful work.
gorgeous stuff.
Mm-hmm. Very creative.
So this is the big project. I'm going to go ahead and stand up and to the side just to show you. So the thought process behind this is going to go in my portfolio. Because one of the things that the college I'm applying to would like for transfer students is to see a portfolio of their work. Just to see, you know, what they've been doing, their artistic abilities, and it'll also help me possibly get scholarship opportunities. So one of the things that I wanted to include in my portfolio, since my degree field is going to be in fibers and textiles, is a textile related project. So I started this embroidery piece, and all of these fabrics are Anna Maria Horner except for the background. The other one, I think I included some fabrics from like Amy Butler and other pattern designers, but this is strictly like Anna Maria. And so it's this really long piece. I've done a little bit of stitching here and there. You can maybe see some of the beadwork that's kind of the little glittery right there. So I've done a little beadwork on the snake down here. I took inspiration from Ashley's projects that she's done. I took inspiration from Anna Maria, because if you go on her Instagram, she has a ton of stuff that she's done. I also took inspiration from Alabama Channon, who is, Natalie Channon is a local clothing designer. And she does a lot of, her work involves a lot of the hand stitched, and she'll do embroidery, and she's done some beadwork on some stuff. And a lot of times you'll see the threads where she started and stopped. You know, the people that work for her, they all do the little hand stitching where you can kind of see the thread where they go down into the fabric like this. Instead of going up under it and hiding that knot, they'll put it on top so you can see it. So when I'm done with all of the hand stitching portion of this and all the little beading that I'm going to do, I'll put a backing on it and then quilt it with just some swirly random lines. Bind it like a quilt would be bound, and maybe put a sleeve on the back so I can just stick a rod through it and kind of hang it on the wall.
Yeah.
So
that's going to be lovely. It really is.
I'm really excited about this and how it's turning out, but I kind of have to take a break from it and finish the sock, because that's like a deadline of a week, and this is like a deadline of maybe like end of the month kind of thing. So I'm gonna pause on this because I got really excited. I started this Tuesday and I have quite a bit that I've already done. There's still quite a bit to go, but
yeah.
So anyway, maybe when I finish this, then you'll get to see the finished product. And one of the things that I'm using to embroider, I'm using DMC thread like you would find anywhere. We carry all the colors here, but I'm also using pearl cotton. So this is just a cotton thread that's great for hand stitching like I'm doing, like embroidery work, or you can use it for hand quilting projects. And this is the number 8 pearl cotton. They have several different sizes, and the size is corresponding to how thick the thread is. Yeah. So this one's a number 8.
And I've used this on the little crocheted baby blankets for that crocheted edge around them. It works out beautifully for that, the little flannel blankets.
And you can make tiny tassels, or I mean, you know,
definitely.
There's lots of different little things you can make with them.
Yeah.
So that's the little sewing and stitching related things that I've been up to lately.
Alrighty. Well, anything else?
I'm done.
And our crochet project today are these adorable little stockings. Bethany's mom, Missy, knitted these, or crocheted these up for us, and we've got them in this purple and cream, and the green and cream,
and the red and cream. Because cream goes with everything, and it's really easy.
Exactly. So these crochet up pretty quick.
She did these in like 2 or 3 days. I mean, it's a chunky yarn, so it is a really quick project.
Yeah. And vintage chunky is what she used to make these. And I thought these were a cute, and it's a pretty nice size stocking.
It's not too big, but it's also not like a mini size. Honestly,
right.
You know, this right here is a good size because you don't have to worry about filling it completely.
Right.
Because some of those larger stockings, you're like, oh my gosh, what else can I get? Oh my goodness, what else do I need to buy? So this is a good size if you want a stocking and you do stocking stuffers for everybody, but you don't want to break the bank.
Yeah. So the pattern for this is called the Cozy Cottage Christmas Stocking by Maria Bittner, and it is offered free on Ravelry, but for a couple of dollars you can get an ad-free pattern.
Yeah, because the free version goes to a website and you'll see ads on the website, like on the sidebar or whatever. So if you don't want to have to worry about your website loading with all of those, and you want to have a PDF version that you can then print off and use, then just purchase the pattern.
Yeah. So, but I thought these were really cute, kind of a little modern version, a quick crochet. So you still have, unless you have to do them for 100 people.
True.
You probably still have time to do some of these up.
You have
to hang on your stocking by Christmas
over
Eve.
a week.
Yeah.
So, and these were the original colors that we did, and for some reason we don't have any more of the purple. Yeah. So I don't know if that was the last skein or we sold out. We have a whole like shelf full of vintage, so I mean it's easy to kind of get them lost in there. But you know, we also have this purple. It's a little bit lighter, but it could still be good option. We have blues. You know, we have yellows. I mean, we have a variety of colors.
Just think of all the colors that the colored lights on the Christmas tree is. You can do any of those colors. Everybody can have their own individual. But these have been hanging up in the store for, a little bit. And so it could be, when you've got a sample of something, that drives the sale of that color. So you think you've got plenty of it and you turn around and it's gone. So, but there are plenty other colors to choose from, and any would look great done up in this. So, all right. So moving right along. Well, we can announce our winner of our giveaway, and that is, we did the random number generator, and Joni Franks, you're our winner. Yay! So we'll be getting in touch with you and see what color you want your Discovery poncho in.
And there were a lot of people that commented that they liked the Discovery poncho. It was a very popular pick. Yeah. So we're really excited. And honestly, I can't wait to see what hers looks like.
Yeah. So anyway, well, we appreciate you joining us. Our tea today, our sweet tea, is hot. And it's from David's Tea. It's honey black. It is a very lovely tea. I steeped it for the full 4 minutes. It did not go the slightest bit bitter. It is extremely smooth tea and has a lovely honey essence to it. So we're really enjoying that, and I brought us in some peanut butter cookies and some molasses cookies.
And I tried the molasses cookies. First time trying the molasses cookies. I've never had them before, and they're really good.
But we appreciate you joining us today. This is our last podcast for this year, and we'll be back in January, starting the new decade.
Yeah. Yeah, new decade. Oh my goodness.
A new decade. We want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas. whatever holiday you're celebrating.
Happy Hanukkah.
Yeah.
Happy holidays.
Exactly.
Happy New Year.
And we want to wish you every blessing and good thought for the new year coming, that it will just be a beautiful year for everyone. So thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.